Oh, there goes Kevin Ross. So tap him in.
Yo.
Hello, sir.
What's going on, man?
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Absolutely not a problem, man.
Before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Ross is joining us tonight for the sit down. Let everybody know where you're from, sir.
I'm from Washington, D.C. originally.
What part of D.C.?
Southeast originally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. You know?
Okay. Now, I was going through your bio and listening to some of your music and going through your page on Instagram and all the like.
Yeah.
What drew you to music? How did you get into music? Because I read your bio and I know, but for people that don't know, how did you get into music?
Yeah, my pops, you know, like in his whole side of the family, they sing and do music and all that stuff. So it was like music always around. So I was just picking up on stuff like 70s music, 60s and 50s doo-wop, just like really like great stuff and just soaking it in. And then, you know, being a 90s baby, you know, taking in everything that I possibly could as far as from that era too. And, you know, it's putting in a little mixing pot and, you know, came up with some stuff.
and as I'm going through your stuff, it says you became a songwriter first.
Yeah. I went after songwriting first for sure.
Why?
I mean, you know, it's like millions of people that can sing, but ain't a lot of people that can write. And so, you know,
that's a fact.
You know, so my teacher taught me, God bless his soul, Armstead Christian, forever repping his name. He always said, he was like, man, always go after things that you're bad at. Always go after things that you suck at. You know what I mean? So that you could become better. The things that you already got under your grip and, you know what I mean, under your thumb, like, why you know, don't focus on that too much. Not to say to ignore it, but like you want to make sure that you like, you know, you make your arsenal, you make like who you are as full and robust as possible. So I always go after things that like I'm not good at. You know what I mean? So that's why I went for writing first for sure.
That's dope. Who are some of the people you've written for?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Jamie Foxx, Trey Songz, Tank, Ty Dolla $igns, Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, SWV, Johnny Gill. So you got a lot of like new and old. You know what I mean? It's a real cool mixture. So I've actually been blessed.
Who was the first person?
Jamie Foxx was the very first.
Really? Which song?
It was called "Hit It Like This." It was off of it was off of I forget what that album was called. The best night of my life or something. It was right after what was that other record called? Intuition. So it was like his third like studio album. So it had like Drake had wrote a song on there too, Fall For Your Type. So it was like off of that album. So you know what I mean? But it was cool. Like, I mean, Jamie, so it's hard.
Did you write it specifically for Jamie? Or were you guys in the studio? How did that process
happen? Nah. We wrote it just out of fun. You know what I mean? Like, you know, at the time I'm like 19, 20 years old. You know what I mean? And I'm just chanting around the studio talking about, yeah, I'm gonna hit it like I can't miss, girl. I'm gonna hit it like you know what I mean? I'm doing all this stuff. And, you know, it was just very like fun and reckless, you know what I mean, at the same time. And it was great to capture that. You know, I would have never thought that Jamie would have like recorded it. But you know, like we sent it in for him, and we didn't hear anything back. And so we was like, all right, well, obviously, like what we doing sucks. And so like 9 months later, he was like, yo, that song, nah, we cutting that tonight. I was in Atlanta. So he flew me and the producer out there for sure. Yeah.
So was that the first song you ever wrote of your own that was on the radio?
Let me see. I don't even know if Hit It Like This was on the radio. I think my first like experience of like hearing a song that I wrote on the radio was probably like Full On. Maybe Trey Songz Was Best For You. You know what I mean? Other records could have played, but I think that like more than once. You know what I mean? Like it was like, oh, okay, like this is what it's like. You know what I mean? Touch and Loving, him featuring Nicki, like that gave me, you know, like I mean, you were hearing it everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it was a very like surreal moment. Like, at the time that I wrote it, Trey's record came out, and then I started going on tour with Maxwell, and then like when I went on tour with Neo at the end of that year, it was so much going on. It was like I'm opening up for Neo, and then like after the show was over, they playing Touching and Loving because it's like it was like that. It was the new hot thing out. You know what I mean? At the time, like the last single from Off the Trigger, and then you know, it was just like, damn, like this joint is playing everywhere. And so that's kind of when I like knew that I was like, oh, okay, like radio play, like it's for real. You know what I mean?
That's a dope feeling, man. Hearing yourself on the radio or hearing a song you worked on the radio. It must feel amazing.
Yeah.
My next question is how was the transition, or how is the transition between being a songwriter and now being the person in the forefront making music for yourself? How's that transition?
It's great. I mean, I think wholeheartedly, I've always been an artist. You know what I mean? I think that I just lean more into the thing that I sucked at. You know what I mean? So like, I felt like I needed to be a good writer first, because I didn't want to depend or have a crutch as an artist. You know what I mean? To say I'm an artist, I could sing, but I can't write. You know what I mean? Or I can't produce. You can't sit me in the studio and I come out with something. So I didn't want that handicap. I didn't want that crutch. So I needed to be as grounded as a creative first as possible. So, you know, when I transition into saying, okay, like I want for the world to see me as an artist, and this is what I have to say, which is, you know, and how do you differentiate your writing from your artistry? That was easy for me because my personality rendered to the songs that I was making. You know what I mean? Like, and everyone else got, you know, the observer, like how I took in people's personalities, and I was able to compute that and write. But as for me, it's just tapping into my emotions and saying, okay, when I say this line, does it sound right coming out of my mouth? Does it fall in line with morals? You know what I mean? Like it's a lot more. It's easier to check, like, you know, where you're at versus where somebody else is. So it was smoother for me for sure.
Got you. Now, so let's get into some of your musical credits and the things that you. This Real Black song it's been a blessing for you, correct?
It's been cool. It's been really, really cool, man. Written and produced by your boy. So
you got some big names on that as well. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Trevor Jackson, you know, who's co-star of Grownish, and who's done a whole bunch of movies and TV. Jacob Lattimore, who's a co-star of and has done a bunch of movies and TV and has records of his own and all that. So we teamed up for Real Black, man, and really did something for our generation. You know what I mean? I think that was really cool. Like that us is like, you know, three black men could like get on the record. You know what I mean? And like and do our thing and just synergy, man. You know, you can't buy it, you can't fake it. So I think that was really, really like cool for me. And then of course, Real Black, ACLU, Empire actually partnered up with ACLU. So all of the proceeds goes to, you know, fighting racial injustice and law and all of these things. So like, you know, we want to make sure that like we pay it forward, you know what I mean? And we use our gifts not only for our benefit, but for our community's benefit as well, and be the reflection of what we see, you know what I mean, and what we go through too.
Yeah. I didn't know the proceeds were going back to charities and all that stuff. So I'm gonna make sure we put the link in the description so we get people to stream that as much as possible, because that's an amazing voice. It's an amazing platform to have people to listen to. So I'm definitely gonna do that. So with that going on, the Real Black, what else are you doing musically? Because I also want to go into the Facebook Live stuff that you're doing as well. But before talk to me about what else you're doing musically first.
Musically, I'm finishing up My I guess it's like the complete. It's a project called Audacity Complete. So I released Audacity Volume 1 in January. Make sure we're gonna get that to EP. Audacity Volume 2 in August. Yeah, in August, and then Audacity Complete will come out in December, like right around my birthday, December 8th. So be on the lookout for Audacity Complete, which is Volume 1 and Volume 2 together. But then you also get like kind of new songs. You get like live renditions of the songs. I really pride myself in being a live singer, so it's like it's a really cool complete package, you know. And just the end of kind of a phase for me as it pertains to Audacity. So for people who haven't checked out Audacity, make sure that you check it out. It's just some great vibes on there, and it's something for everybody, and that's what I'm proud about.
Talk to me about your creativity during this quarantine pandemic time, because it had to have been different being in the studio when things were open and we were outside. Tell me about the creative process now that's been going on with you musically, now that you can't be out and about and you got to be quarantined.
I mean, honestly, just like a lot of creatives, it was like, you know, it hasn't changed too much, because it's like we've been living quarantine life like before it was, you know. But I think the biggest thing is, you know, it allowed for us to stay connected with people that we probably wouldn't stay connected to if it wasn't for everyone sitting down. Like, even for example, like, you know, it's easy for all of us to just kind of go about our business, as far as, you know, when your family's at work, you at work. You know what I mean? So I was able to say, you know what, let me just kind of slow down from this creativity, like especially during the first part of the pandemic, and really just like sit with my family, my mother, my father, my brother, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, you know, getting on house. We would go on house party. We would, you know, because we're all in different places. You know what I mean? We would go on house party and just connect, because the thing is, like, even though I'm used to this kind of life, they're not. You know what I'm saying? They trying to figure out how they gonna pay their bills. How long is this pandemic gonna last? You know what I mean? They've never had this much time as a grown adult to themselves. Not never. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's the longest goddamn holiday for some people that they've ever experienced. And even on holidays, you get sick and tired. You be like, all right, you know, it's time to go back to work. I may hate my job, but goddamn it, you know what I'm saying? Let's get to this money. Yeah. Get out of here, please. It's a part of your routine. You know what I mean? So I think I really took the time to just really connect with my fam and friends, and just checking on them to see how they are. You know what I mean? Because they don't live that life that I live. So it's like, all right, you good? You know, and they like, man, I'm trying to figure out how to make money. You know, XYZ, giving them ideas, and you know, that's what my creative. Sorry, my dog. Dog popped in here. What's up? What's up, Cosby? You in there chilling? It's all good. Just behave. It's all good. But yeah, so I mean, that's really what I was doing. And then of course, when it came to getting creative, you know, Real Black came from being in the quarantine, because that was a response to George Floyd. You know what I mean? I was like, I could make a song being like F12, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
you would have been wrong. You would have been wrong.
Right. But at the end of the day, I knew that my community needed something that felt authentic, that you could be proud of, that was still a bop. It wasn't a ballad. It ain't about making nobody cry. You know what I'm saying? It's about just the beautiful essence of who we are. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just to a knock. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really cool. So yeah, I mean, I've been grateful for quarantine. I ain't gonna lie and hold you and say that I want it to be over.
I'm one person that don't want this shit to be over, man.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm arguing with my wife over things we shouldn't even be arguing about. Like, come on, man. Like, please. Let her go. Go do something. Come on.
Man, listen, it'll
the kids too, like, to be this home still, bro. Trust me. Like, please.
It'll make a break. It'll make a break for sure.
Oh no, listen. You ain't going nowhere, I ain't going nowhere. We ain't got nowhere to go.
Exactly. Come on, let's go.
Anyways, as I speak to you, I can see how you would transition even to the mashup situation that you're doing.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Because it's on Facebook Live. You've got a serious situation. Explain how that came about and what's going on with that.
Man, so it's called the Mashup Show. And I mean, really, it was just me trying something out. I was like, man, I like to talk. Let me see if I can, host something. And it was really because like I was asking to be interviewed for like certain platforms, and they was like, not right now. I'm like, y'all ain't doing nothing. Like, who the hell y'all got over here? I was like, you know what? Duly noted. I'm going to start my, if you're not invited to the table, you make your own damn table. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna make my own table. Shout out to my producer, Kenneth Carson, who helped me figure a lot of this stuff out, and we get it up and running. And just like it goes back to my original point, I was doing something that I wasn't good at, and I was doing it in front of I got 400,000 followers or subscribers, whatever it is, on Facebook. So I'm doing it on a scale where it's like they know me for one thing, and then it's like here I am trying something completely different. And
I feel that. I'm not. I feel that 100%. But I don't know if my followers would feel it if I just started rapping out of nowhere. They'd be like, "Bro, like, come on, like, what did you?" But
you know what? I think it's how it's all delivered too, right? Like, certain things are gonna be for certain people. Like, and so my actions and how I move in my life is only for inspiration. It's only for aspirational purposes. I want for somebody that's following me, they may not even like my show, but they got to give me credit that I'm not afraid to jump out that plane. No parachute. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes back to audacity. Me being audacious enough to say, I'm going to take my life, my career, you know what I mean? Creating a whole nother, stream revenue, just off of that, and being bold about it. And they stuck with me every week, as first week, we ain't have it all together. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, you know who you're talking to? Do you know who you're talking to? Shit, man. 10 years in, we still figuring this out. Trust me.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Trust me.
So and I think it's really cool that it's like going on it every week. It's like practice, just like singing, just like anything. You sharpen that tool. The more that you do it, the more people that you have on there, the easier the conversation gets, the better the flow becomes as it pertains to being the interviewer and the interviewee. So I've been grateful, man. So yeah, and then shout out to BJ Stone from Sirius XM Heart and Soul. He hits me one day and he's like, "Man, what you doing? You want to do this like show or like this little spot on Heart and Soul?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, as long as I can call it the Mashup Hour, you know what I mean? And so that transpired. And so for what was that? What was the last holiday? Was it Labor Day? Labor Day? No, it was Labor Day.
Yeah, Labor Day.
Yeah, so Labor Day, that's when it started. The Mashup Hour on Heart and Soul. So I was like really amped about that because it was like right at the time that like the Mashup Show was like starting to kind of take shape. Like we had just had Avant, we had made sure we had like booked SWV. We was getting all these people, and it was like, yes, like something is matriculating here.
That makes my heart smile. I can equate that to when me and my two friends at the time, it was Javon the Last Dawn and DJ First Choice, and this is before podcasting was a thing. Like it wasn't a thing yet. We would do podcasts. We had 3 or 4 podcasts in, and the PD at Power had been listening, and he was like, "Yo, I need someone to fill in for Clue tonight. What's up? Get on with them." I'm like, "All right." Called them. We was at we started rocking. So I totally understand when you out of nowhere get that call. I'm like, "Oh, so y'all really paying attention? Oh shit, yeah, let's do it." So I fully, totally understand that. And from one media person to now another, don't stop. They're always watching and keep doing great work, because great work always trumps people that aren't paying attention. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're absolutely right about that, for sure.
I don't want to waste any more time of your time.
No, you're good.
Is there anything else that you want to go over that I haven't touched upon yet?
No, we touched on Audacity Complete coming out in December. We touched on Real Black and all the proceeds going to the ACLU Foundation. You know, we touched on the Mashup Show, which I'm grateful and I'm appreciative of. Another episode of the Mashup Show comes on Facebook Live, 8 p.m. Monday night. You don't want to miss it.
Support my guy, man. Make sure to go.
Yes, because you know it's coming to a close for the holiday season. So you know, I'm really excited as far as for the guests that we have. I'm really excited just to, you know, just take some time and I'm gearing up for my new project too. You know, so during the holiday season, I'll be creating new music and writing and doing all that. So yeah, I'm sorry. Make sure that you guys follow me on all social media platforms at Kevin Ross Music, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, I'm on it. TikTok, I'm Kevin Ross. Yeah, you know, we in there, man. So thank you so much.
Kevin, thank you again for joining us tonight. Make sure Dwayne hits me with all the links to everything to put on in the stuff so I can make sure they stream your stuff. And remember, all the streams go to a great cause.
Absolutely.
And again, thank you again. When things open up, hopefully we can do this in person.
You already know. Yes, sir.
My man, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, Kevin Ross, man, he's a good guy, and he's actually somebody I think you guys should follow and pay attention to. You know, the Real Black record is getting a lot of attraction, and like he said, all streams go to a great organization, great cause. So yeah, we're all about that, and I thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, follow, hit the notification bell, and all that good stuff. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Shout out to Remy Martin. We're drinking Remy responsibly tonight, and I'll see y'all next week on a Thursday. No, I will not, because next week Thursday is Thanksgiving. So for my family, to yours, happy Thanksgiving. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in December sometime.